Today I'll be reviewing the East Face Center route on the Front Porch formation. It goes at about 5.0 or mostly 4th class, and it's about 500 feet in length and about a 2.1 mile round trip. It starts at the NCAR trailhead at the laboratory there, and you'll take one of the Walter Orr Roberts trails toward the NCAR trail down to the water tower. Once you reach that water tower, you're going to head onto the NCAR trail and head downhill, eventually coming to a split in the trail, which you'll take the left fork. Check out the Front Porch formation basically directly above the trail marker sign. You'll come to the junction with the Mallory Cave Trail, just go straight across.
Alright, so this is the drainage that you're going to pass. And Front Porch is basically on the other side. If you just follow this drainage straight up, it'll be right through there. And we're going to turn this corner. The climber's access trail is going to be pretty faint, so you'll have to look out for it. Start going uphill a bit. Stay with it. And a little more. And as you get to the crest, almost to the crest of this little hill, you turn right, and you'll see a very faint trail headed up through the hillside. This is just the end section of the climber's access trail, but even through the snow you can faintly see. It's going to take you up to the base of Front Porch. All right, you can see here the topo. And the right side is kind of around where we want to go. You can see the trees at the top that we're going to kind of hit and then head left. Basically aiming roughly for that tree that's sticking up at the top. All right, this is some really fun 4th class climbing, as you can see. Just super reasonable holds all the way up. Nothing scary. Alright, so you come to a portion where you're looking up and you're right of a gully groove. It gets a bit steeper here, but you can just traverse right kind of on top of this ledge system and continue up there. Nice and casual traverse. All right, so I made that little traverse, and that's kind of where I came from down there, and now I'm just gonna start to make my way up this section, choosing the path of least resistance. All right, I'd recommend maybe not get too close to the gully, which will be on your left. I think if you stay a bit right, then you and eventually head up into some easier terrain, basically diagonally at this point, up toward the middle tree there. This is what you should be looking down on. You can see there's a bit of a water groove to my right. And just heading up to the left of that big tree right there.
Here's the view from the summit. You can see awesome views of the laboratory where we parked and all of Boulder. To the left, you can see the Ridge 1, 2, 3, and 4 formations. where the classic Scramble Stairway to Heaven is. And behind us is the Back Porch Formation up on the hill. Here's another angle of the summit. You can see that dead tree is where we're heading for the descent. Okay, as you make your way toward this dead tree, you'll scramble down through this section right here, and you'll see a little mini arch, and that's where we're going to be traversing across. So we're on the other side of the arch now, and this is where you traverse through. It's a little awkward. It is safe, but please do not pull on things with disregard for rock quality. You can always knock on a hold to see how sturdy it is, and you can see here that is not a sturdy hold, so that could break loose if you pulled on it, which would result in tumble down there. So do be careful in this section. Once you're here, it looks like it eases up significantly to get to the ground. And once you have come down from the mini arch, you're gonna see a tree right here. Actually, look to your right, because this is probably the path of least resistance to get back to the trail. All right, here's our descent trail, and it's gonna wind us down in between formations and bring us out toward the Mallory Trail. Here's a GPS ping for where I was on the descent trail. You can see it's taking me back toward the Mallory Cave Trail. Here's the top of the hill. You see this giant boulder, which is a great landmark. And we'll continue on a more open path down to the Mallory Cave Trail. I would say that the east face of Front Porch was a great beginner scramble, and also super fun casual scramble for anyone who's more experienced. It had a pretty easy approach, not too long, not too much bushwhacking. Just keep an eye out for where that climber's access trail breaks right after the drainage. It's a very short jaunt up to the base of the route. The route itself was fun, fourth class. There was lots of variations, I think, for what exact way you could go. I might have gotten just a little bit too far left at one point, but it was no problem to traverse back, diagonally right. And even so, the climbing remained very reasonable. I would say nothing over 5.0, and you could certainly keep it at fourth class the whole way. The only thing that I would say to be careful of is on the descent or on the down climb, past that mini arch section, there is some loose rock through there, so make sure that you're taking your time, testing holds, and just be careful through there. But it's still probably 5.0 and very reasonable, just a little awkward maybe. The descent back to the Mallory Cave Trail was pretty easy, even with a little bit of snow on it. You could probably take a shortcut and hug the base of the formation and come back the way that you came up on that climber's access trail that parallels the drainage. But you don't have to. If you just follow the main descent trail all the way back to the Mallory Trail, you'll end up at a little section with some boulders, and just head left and bring it back to the parking lot. Also, I think that it's a very runnable scramble. It's probably only about 3 miles round trip, and it is, or maybe a little bit less. You're mostly on main trail with not too aggressive of a grade. So it could make for a great trail run and scramble combination. There's also some other formations nearby, such as Sunnyside 2, on Der Zirkel, and also I think it's called Der Free Schultz. It appeared that was closed due to raptor nesting. There was some conflicting information on the Boulder County open space website. On the list, it said that it was closed, but when I looked at the interactive map, it said it was open. I chose to not climb that just to be careful and make sure that I was respecting any wildlife closures in the area, and always erring on the side of staying off of it if I'm not sure. You could call the ranger department and check there to clarify, but I chose to just bypass it for today. Make sure to check out the book The Best Flatiron Scrambles by Simon Testa. I'll throw a link to that in the bio. It's a great resource for classic scrambles in the area.